few days ago, the stork dropped off this 65-pound bundle of joy on my doorstep. Before I hit the start button and show you how this WeCreat laser works, let me give you a little background. I get a lot of requests from laser companies asking me if I want to review their diode laser engraving machine, and I refuse almost all of them. They're basically the same machine, repackaged and regurgitated with a different name. My favorite so far has been the Xtool D1 Pro, which I have right here. So I haven't really been all that interested in another laser review video for similar type machines. But this machine is the WeCreat Vision, and it solves a lot of the problems that I have with my Xtool D1 Pro. If this WeCreat Vision is as good as I think it is, wait, maybe even half as good as I think it is, this thing can quickly become my new favorite laser engraver. Let me bullet point all of the cool features that this machine has. First of all, it comes fully assembled, except for the cutting base inside, which took about 10 seconds to install. It's fully enclosed. The top goes down and up automatically. Why? Because there's a camera built in right there. It senses the material on the laser bed and automatically adjusts the height. Unlike the Xtool, which has a little lever you have to unlock and then lower and raise manually. This thing here sees the material you're cutting and automatically adjusts the height. That is cool. The WeCreat comes with an air assist pump that plugs directly in the back of the machine. It also has its own WeCreat Vision software, which is pretty good from what I've seen so far. However, it is also light burn compatible. Safety goggles. You don't need to wear these things anymore because the lid is made out of the same protective material. Another option is this rotary tool, which plugs inside of the machine and operates when it's fully enclosed. This here is an optional fume extractor, or you can just plug the hose from the machine and vent it out the window. So what's the cost of this machine?
$1,400,000,000.
Well, barring any future sales, the machine itself is $1,200. If you want the rotary tool in the machine, that's $1,400. And if you want all three of these, fume extractor, rotary tool, and the machine, it's about $1,800. But if you do need a place to spend that tax refund, this might be a good option. By way of introduction to this machine, here's my plan. I'm going to test and engrave some wood, some leather, some acrylic. I'll engrave on a slate coaster. I'll test the rotary tool by scoring a metal tumbler. I'll even let you know how effective the fume extractor is. Now, when I cut and engrave on these materials, I'm not going to get into too much detail about how to use the software and what the power and the speed settings are for the laser. I'm just going to make some projects, show you the results, and then give you my honest opinion. I just want to provide you with enough introductory information so you can decide if this machine is right for you. The unit comes with 2 pieces of 3mm thick plywood. Watch how easy it is to make a project once you have your machine set up and the software installed. Open the WeCreat software. I can either start a project from scratch by designing it in the software, or I can pick one of the many available projects you see here. All of these projects are either free or 99 cents. Here's one I'll make that's free. Click on Make It. The image is placed on your work area where it can be resized and rotated. All of the settings are pre-configured. I just click on autofocus, and in about 15 seconds, the machine is ready to make the project. It says it'll take about 11 minutes to complete. That came out great. No burning around the edges. It cuts great, but how does it engrave? Here I'm making some small signs to put on some sale items I restored, which are selling at Beyond Grandma's House antique store. When you're making a custom project like this, you do have to fiddle around a bit getting the settings right. I keep track of all my settings on a spreadsheet so I can easily refer to them for future projects. These came out good, just a little burning around the edges. Sandpaper will clean that off.
You like it? I like it, I like it!
Next up, I'm going to cut and engrave these acrylic sheets. You can make some pretty cool projects out of these. And for $3.99 a piece, I bought black, blue, and white. However, the only color that I was actually able to engrave or cut was the black. I'm not sure why it doesn't cut any color other than black. I even tried painting the white black, and all the laser did was etch through the paint. So if you know the secret, let me know. But in the meantime, let me show you what I made using the black acrylic. These are simple keychain tags, which I designed in the WeCreat software. It took me less than 5 minutes to design these, and then I duplicated it in seconds. There's a bit of white dust all over them, but it wipes right off. These are very nice. For testing the leather, I bought this bag of scraps at the hobby store for about 10 bucks. The pieces aren't huge, but these are great for small projects like keychains, earrings, and coasters. I'm going to cut a coaster and then engrave my logo onto it. In the software, I was able to quickly draw a circle and drag my logo onto it. I position it onto the leather and start the cutting and engraving process. In less than 3 minutes, it's finished. I do need to spend a little more time honing in on the settings in order to get better cuts and engravings. If I would have used a little greater power and slower speed, the laser would have cut this out completely. Now for a little leather treatment using my hoof and hide oil wax mixture, which by the way is on sale at www.simpletoncreation.com. Let me tell you about this smoke and fume extractor for just a minute. No smoke whatsoever came out of the laser unit. I even have a smoke detector about 10 feet away and it never went off. As for the smell, I did get a little bit of an odor when I cut wood and leather, but overall it wasn't too bad. Now, I do have a window right there, so most of the time I just stick the hose out the window and vent everything outside. Why waste the electricity and dirty up the filters? This thing here also comes with a remote control, but you do need to be in front of it in order to get it to work. I don't really find it very useful. When the fan is on high speed, it's fairly loud. When it's on low speed, you can hardly hear it at all. You'll have to figure out what setting works best for you. But if you don't have the luxury of a window nearby, you don't have much of a choice. It's kind of a necessity. Slate coasters like this are available on Amazon. They come either round or square. And if you ruin the engraved image, you can easily sand it off and try again. Setting up the rotary tool to print on the stainless steel tumbler was so easy. I didn't even read the instructions or watch any videos on the process. The design is intuitive, very impressive. After playing around with this machine for a few days, I'm going to give you my assessment. Here's the upside. This is a great machine. It comes fully assembled. It's extremely well engineered and designed. There's no dangling cables anywhere inside. This is sealed very well. I didn't see any smoke leaking anywhere from the enclosure when I used it. The built-in camera is fantastic, and the ability to lower and raise this thing automatically is genius. Now, a few downsides. The software is not quite as mature as the X tool, so I do hope that improves. Now, the vent hose on the back is a little bit short. The laser comes with a vent hose, and the fume extractor comes with a vent hose, but they don't give you a coupling to join the two together. I wish they would have just given me a longer hose. The diode laser itself is 20 watts, which is good, but a 40 watt would have been better. Lastly, this machine clearly is not portable. Not that I plan to take it anywhere, but if I did want to, it's kind of a big thing to lug around, and it does take up a lot of space. But so far, I love this machine, and I plan to use it over the next couple of months. And then after that, I'll make a second video and let you know if my love remains strong. But overall, I think that this is the best laser engraver on the market in this price range. I'm Tom, this is Alley Picked. Don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching.